If you ever wanted to price your Kindle book above $9.99 but didn't want to lose the 70% royalty rate, this update is for you. I hope you'll see this as more than just a pricing change. It's a chance to rethink how you set prices for your ebooks, promote your higher price value books, and manage your collection like a publisher instead of guessing every time you launch. For a long time, $9.99 was a limit for many indie authors. Not every ebook had to be under that price, but going above it meant dropping from 70% royalties to 35% royalties, which made a big difference. Even when a book deserved a higher price, like a long nonfiction guide, a box set, or a special title, authors often hesitated because they didn't want to lose too much royalty. This matters because the 70% royalty price range now covers $2.99 to $12.99, giving authors more flexibility. It doesn't mean every book should be $12.99 though. The main point is that you now have more options to set prices based on your book, your readers, the market, and your goals. There's no single perfect price for every book. A short romance novella, a full-length fantasy novel, a nonfiction business guide, and a complete series box set shouldn't all price the same. Different genres have different reader expectation, and different formats offer different value. Still, many authors set prices out of fear, worried that a higher price will scare readers away, so they set everything too low and hope a lower price creates interest. A lower price can really help for a promotion, a series starter, or a limited time offer, but cheap isn't always smart. Sometimes it just means missing out on money from readers who would have paid a fair price. If you have ebooks worth more than their current price, this expanded range is a good reason to pause and take a second look instead of worrying. I'm not telling you to raise every ebook to $12.99. That would be a lazy strategy. The goal isn't to price higher just because you can. It's to price smarter now that you have more options. A smart price works for both the reader and your business, while random price just hopes no one notices. For fiction, readers compare prices across a series, a genre, and the authors they already follow. If your book costs noticeably more than similar titles, you need a clear reason, like a box set, special edition, an omnibus, or a strong fan base willing to pay for premium editions. For nonfiction, which includes books that teach, solve a problem, or help a reader improve something, you usually have more room to price based on value. Either way, the higher the price, the more your cover, title, subtitle, description, categories, and keywords need to support it. You can't raise the price and leave the positioning weak. This update is especially useful for bundles. If $9.99 used to feel like the practical limit for a 3-book bundle, the expanded range gives you room to try a higher price. A bundle isn't just one book. It offers more value, less decision making, and a bigger purchase for the reader. Before you raise any prices, make sure the offer really looks like one. Does the product page clearly explain what's included? Does the cover indicate it's a bundle rather than a single book? Does the description make the value clear? If so, this update gives you real room to try a higher price. Enjoying the video? Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe for more. And if you want to stay updated, turn on notifications so you never miss a new video. Nonfiction readers are usually buying a result, whether it's to learn, fix, understand, or start something. That kind of book can carry more value than one meant only for entertainment, especially if it has a clear promise and strong structure. A book on publishing, managing anxiety, building a business, or creating a better routine can feel like an investment to the right reader. Now, That's the key phrase, the right reader. A higher price demands sharper positioning with a clear title, a subtitle that states the outcome, a description that shows the problem and the payoff, and categories or keywords that put the book in front of the right market. The higher the price, the less room there is for confusion. Fiction readers compare prices closely within the genres, so use this update carefully instead of applying it everywhere. Look at box sets, complete series collections, special editions, direct sale bundles, and pre-order pricing. A series starters might stay lower to bring readers in, while a complete series bundle can support a higher price. That's the kind of thoughtful approach this update encourages. Before changing a price, ask yourself, what role does this book play in my collection? Book 1 might bring in new readers. Book 3 earns from readers who are already interested. A box set increases order value. A standalone nonfiction guide sells on its own strength. Once you know the role, pricing gets easier. You stop asking, what's everyone else charging, and start asking, what price supports this book's purpose? That's a publisher mindset. Open your KDP dashboard, but don't try to review everything at once if your collection is large. Start with books priced at $9.99. Your box sets, any underpriced nonfiction, and long books with strong value. Focus on anything where you chose a lower price, mainly to stay inside the old 70% range. Compare the estimate royalty at your current price with a slightly higher price that still fits the new range, but don't look at royalty per sale alone. The higher royalty only helps if the price still makes sense to the reader. This expands the price range, but it doesn't change every rule. Delivery costs still apply within the 70% option. Some territories have their own eligibility rules, and pricing can vary by marketplace. Don't decide from memory. Check the royalty estimate on your actual book before publishing any change. Assumptions are costly in publishing. The real lesson isn't just the price change. The pricing strategy should also scale with your catalog. With one book, pricing feels simple. With multiple books, formats, series, translations, audiobooks, and bundles, pricing becomes part of your business structure. It shapes how your readers enter your catalog, how much you earn from loyal readers, and how valuable your bundles feel. This update is a chance to stop treating pricing as a one-time upload decision and start reviewing your catalog like a business owner. Don't rush to raise every book. Don't assume $12.99 is automatically better just because it's now in range. Don't ignore genre expectations or raise the prices on weak listings before fixing the packaging. Price is really about trust. The reader is asking, is this worth it? And your job is to make sure the answer is obviously yes. Your ebook price shouldn't come from fear. It should come from strategy, represent the reader, the market, the book's value, and the role in your catalog. You're not just uploading ebooks. You're managing assets, and pricing is part of how those assets support your long-term business. Review that last point, then apply it to the books in your catalog. If you want to keep learning how to make smarter publishing decisions, then watch my author business and income playlist next. It'll help you think beyond a single upload, a single price, or a single royalty option, and start building a stronger self-publishing business. Then use what you learn to review your catalog with more intention. Click on it now, and I'll see you there.